America, by now you have probably seen the controversy in the news surrounding Donald Trump's ban on Muslims. The executive order indefinitely suspends the admission of Syrian refugees, as well as citizens of Iran, Iraq, Sudan, Libya, Yemen, and Somalia into the United States. And while the federal judge has since blocked the travel ban, and the Ninth Circuit has also said the travel ban should not be reinstated, the U.S. is now on the brink of a full-fledged constitutional crisis. But what is most tragic about the ban is the estimated 90,000 civilians that have already been affected by the executive order, and the heartbreaking stories that we have heard from so many innocent individuals. And one of those stories that I think really spoke to me was 2 weeks ago. I took an Uber to, and I don't take Ubers anymore now, I only Lyft, to my brother's birthday. And the Uber driver was actually a man from Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is not one of the countries that are part of the Muslim ban. But he was telling me he worked with the U.S. military in Afghanistan, and because of that work, he got a visa, a refugee visa, to come here for him and his family. He sent his 2 kids back to Afghanistan to spend time with their grandparents. And he was like, what should I do? And I said to him, sir, honestly, I really don't know what to tell you. Because, here's the thing. Donald Trump is a loose cannon. And who knows? Next week, he could add Afghanistan to this Muslim ban. So this is tough stuff. This is very, very, very tough stuff. And as I watch this guy, this Uber driver, just sort of confess to me how nervous and how scared he is and how frightened he is, I had to take a step back and say, is this who we really are as a country? Now, while we know that the Ninth Circuit in California has basically said that, this Donald Trump's ban will remain blocked because it is indeed unconstitutional, we know now that this will end up being in the Supreme Court. Now, we've had folks out there on the Republican side who say this is not a Muslim ban. And so to me, I say, so what else would you call it? When 100% of the people caught up in it happen to be Muslim. It's like going to a church, going to one church and writing graffiti that says, I hate Christians, and saying, oh, well, I'm not being racist against Christians, I'm not being discriminatory against Christians, it's only on one church. I only sprayed one church, not the other churches. That's exactly what you're saying, but it's still hateful. And this executive order is indeed hateful. And what makes this executive order to me so problematic is that if you think about all the instances of terrorism that we've faced in the United States since 9/11, this ban wouldn't have stopped any of them. The only thing that this ban could have possibly stopped was the one fiancé visa that was given to the San Bernardino shooter's fiancé. But Fort Hood would have still happened. San Bernardino would have still happened. Pulse nightclub would have still happened. And even 9/11 America would have still happened. Here's why. Donald Trump's Muslim ban does not include the country of Saudi Arabia, even though a majority of the 9/11 attackers came from the nation of Saudi Arabia. So the question I ask you is that if Donald Trump is truly trying to make our country safe, do you think he would have been don't you think he should have had a more thought out executive order? Absolutely he should have. This man believes in one thing and one thing only: dividing and conquering America. He wants an us versus them. He wants Christians to hate Muslims. He wants whites to hate blacks. He wants police to continue to brutalize black people. This guy believes in this divide and conquer smokescreen strategy. And we're seeing it play itself out right in front of our very eyes. Now, like I said, and I will say it over and over again, when Donald Trump does things that I like, I will praise him. When he does things that are awful for the American people, oh, trust and believe, we will condemn it here on the Fowler Show. And this Muslim ban is by far one of the most egregious and un-American things I have ever seen in my life. One individual that was caught up in the Muslim ban was a 5-year-old little boy, right, who lived in Iran, who finally had an ability to see freedom. And as his mom was waiting at Dulles Airport, this boy was detained. Now, my question is, when did a 5-year-old ever become a threat to the United States of America? We are, folks, a nation of immigrants. And beyond that, we're a nation of refugees. Just think about it. Plymouth Rock, the Plymouth colony, was founded by Christians seeking religious freedom from an oppressive Church of England. How can we turn our backs on refugees now when our nation was founded upon the ideal of refugees? Donald, I gotta tell you, you might be the President of the United States, but you don't represent the United States, the America that I believe in. Both my parents are immigrants to this country, and they were given a shot at the American dream, which is why I sit here today. And Donald Trump, he wants to destroy it.